Have you ever had the strange feeling that you're living your life, but not fully experiencing it? You wake up, check your phone, rush through the day, react to problems, scroll endlessly at night, and then suddenly, another week is gone. And deep down, something feels off. Not because your life is necessarily terrible, not because you failed, but because part of you senses that you're not truly awake. Most people move through life on autopilot. They follow routines, expectations, and distractions without ever stopping to ask, who is actually directing my life? They chase success, approval, money, productivity, entertainment. And yet, even after achieving these things, many still feel restless, anxious, or strangely empty. Why? Because external achievement cannot replace inner awareness. In Taoist understanding, awakening is not becoming someone else. It's returning to the awareness that was buried beneath conditioning, fear, and mental noise. And in this video, we'll explore why so many people remain spiritually asleep, the hidden mental habits draining your life energy, and practical Taoist-inspired techniques to help you awaken clarity, presence, and inner freedom. By the end of this video, you may begin seeing your life very differently. Point 1. The illusion of external success. The first reason people remain asleep is the illusion of external success. Modern society constantly tells us, if you achieve more, you'll finally feel complete. More money, more recognition, more followers, more productivity, more possessions. But have you noticed something? The moment one goal is achieved, the mind immediately creates another. You buy the thing you wanted. A few days later, the excitement fades. You reach a milestone. Soon it becomes normal. You receive praise. Then anxiety appears. What if I lose this? This is one of the great traps of unconscious living. People spend years climbing a mountain, only to realize the emptiness they felt at the bottom followed them to the top. Let me give you an example. Imagine a successful executive. They earn a high salary. People respect them. Their schedule is full. Their social media looks impressive. But internally, they feel exhausted, disconnected, unable to relax, constantly chasing the next achievement because silence feels uncomfortable. This happens because external success and inner fulfillment are not the same thing. Taoist philosophy has long warned about this imbalance. When your entire identity depends on external validation, your inner state becomes fragile. Your peace depends on circumstances you cannot fully control, and that creates constant tension. Many people are not truly living. They are reacting to invisible programming, family expectations, social comparison, fear of failure, fear of being left behind. But awakening begins the moment you pause and honestly ask yourself, what am I actually chasing? And even more importantly, who taught me to chase it? That question alone can begin transforming your consciousness, because once you become aware of the conditioning, you are no longer completely controlled by it. Another powerful question is this: how much of my day is truly conscious? Think about it carefully. How often do you eat without tasting your food? Walk without noticing your surroundings? Listen without truly hearing? React emotionally before thinking? Reach for your phone automatically? This is what being asleep looks like. Not evil, not stupidity, just unconscious repetition. Awakening begins with awareness of the pattern. You do not awaken all at once. You awaken moment by moment. Point 2. The mind habits that keep you asleep. The second reason people remain asleep is mental habit. Most suffering is not caused directly by reality itself. It's caused by repetitive, unconscious thought patterns. And the dangerous part is, most people don't even realize these patterns are running constantly in the background. For example, comparing yourself to others, imagining worst-case scenarios, replaying old conversations, seeking constant validation, judging yourself harshly, reacting emotionally before observing clearly. Over time, these habits become automatic. Your mind begins living in loops. The same fears, the same emotional reactions, the same anxieties, and eventually, people mistake these mental patterns for their identity. But you are not every thought that appears in your mind. This realization is extremely important. In Taoist cultivation, awareness is like a quiet observer. The observer sees the storm without becoming the storm. Most people, however, are completely fused with their thoughts. A single criticism ruins their day. One moment of stress controls their emotions. A comparison on social media suddenly makes them feel inadequate. Why? Because the mind is constantly reacting without awareness. So how do you begin breaking this cycle? Not through force, not by suppressing thoughts, not by trying to think positive all the time. Real awakening begins through observation. Here's a simple but powerful practice. Tomorrow, sometime during your day, pause for just 1 minute. Before reacting to something, stop. Breathe slowly. Observe your thoughts. Not to judge them, not to fight them. Just notice them. You may suddenly realize, oh, I'm worrying again. Oh, I'm comparing myself again. Oh, my mind is creating imaginary problems. This small moment of awareness is incredibly powerful, because unconscious patterns survive through invisibility. The moment you clearly see them, their grip weakens. You can even label the patterns mentally. Fear, comparison, self-criticism, approval-seeking. This creates distance between your awareness and the mental habit. And over time, something fascinating begins happening. Instead of instantly reacting, you begin choosing. You become calmer, more present, more internally stable. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you stop being controlled by every passing mental impulse. That is the beginning of awakening. Point 3. Practical steps to awaken. Now let's talk about practical ways to awaken in daily life. And this is important. Awakening is not just philosophy. It must become practice. Small, consistent actions transform consciousness far more deeply than occasional intense inspiration. So here are 3 simple Taoist-inspired practices you can begin immediately. Step 1. Mindful breathing. Your breath reflects your mental state. When you are anxious, breathing becomes shallow and fast. When you are calm, breathing becomes deeper and slower. That's why conscious breathing is one of the fastest ways to interrupt autopilot mode. Every morning, before checking your phone, try this. Place one hand on your lower abdomen. Breathe slowly into the belly. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold gently for 2. Exhale slowly for 6. Do this for just 2 to 5 minutes. As you exhale, imagine tension leaving the body. This simple practice helps regulate the nervous system and bring awareness back into the present moment. And over time, you'll notice your reactions become slower, your emotions more stable, and your mind less chaotic. Step 2. Practice inner observation during the day. Most people only become aware after they've already reacted emotionally. But awakening means catching the reaction earlier. Throughout the day, pause occasionally and ask, what is happening inside me right now? Notice tension in the body, emotional shifts, mental noise, unconscious impulses. Then ask yourself, am I responding consciously or reacting automatically? This single practice builds a habit of self-awareness that can be applied in the moment, creating more deliberate and conscious living. This single question can completely change the direction of your day. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness. Even becoming conscious for a few seconds at a time gradually weakens the autopilot mind. Step 3. Reconnect with silence and nature. Modern life overloads the nervous system. Constant noise, constant information, constant stimulation. Many people are mentally exhausted, not because life is impossible, but because their minds never truly rest. In Taoism, nature is not just scenery, it is a teacher. When you sit quietly under the sky, walk slowly among trees, or simply observe flowing water, your nervous system begins recalibrating naturally. Nature reminds you of something profound. Life does not force. Life flows. Even 5 to 10 minutes of quiet observation each day can restore clarity. No phone, no music, no multitasking, just awareness. These moments may seem small, but practiced consistently, they slowly awaken a different way of being. A calmer way, a clearer way, a more alive way. Because awakening is not a dramatic mystical explosion. More often, it is a gradual return to presence. Conclusion. Awakening is not about escaping life. It's about finally seeing life clearly. Seeing your habits clearly, your conditioning clearly, your emotions clearly, and eventually, seeing yourself clearly. Most people spend their entire lives distracted from themselves. But the moment you begin observing consciously, even for a few moments each day, your inner world starts changing. You become less reactive, less lost, less controlled by fear and comparison. And slowly, a deeper sense of peace begins emerging from within. So start small. One conscious breath, one moment of awareness, one pause before reacting. Small moments repeated consistently can completely transform your life. Now I'd like to hear from you. What habit do you think keeps you asleep the most? Write it in the comments below. If this video helped you, subscribe and turn on notifications for more practical Taoist wisdom and awakening practices. And be sure to watch the next video on this channel. Whether you want to deepen your understanding of Taoist philosophy or strengthen your real cultivation practice, the videos here are designed to help you continue that journey. Remember, every moment of genuine awareness is a step toward waking up to your full potential.